Welcome to Japanese at Pembroke. My name is Linda Flores and I'm the Fellow in Japanese at Pembroke College, Oxford. Oriental Studies at Pembroke has a long tradition, which means that when you arrive, you will be part of a sizable cohort of Orientalists within the college itself. Japanese Studies has a strong presence here in the college, with students on the Japanese BA program and postgraduates in Japanese Studies from various faculties. Japanese at Pembroke is exceptionally well resourced on a number of fronts. First, Pembroke was the only college to have 3 tutors in Japanese Studies. Myself, Tutorial Fellow in Japanese, Kaori Nishizawa, our retained lecturer in Japanese, and the Tanaka Junior Research Fellow in Japanese Studies, currently Dr. Lawrence Mann. Secondly, we have the largest collection of Japanese Studies books amongst Oxford College libraries, which means that in most cases, you won't have to travel very far to get the books you need for your course. We are constantly building up our holdings in Japan-related books, and students play an important role in this process. Pembroke also hosts numerous events in Japanese Studies throughout the academic year, including poetry and translation workshops, visits from Japanese university students, roundtable discussions on contemporary Japanese literature, lectures from authors and academics, and the annual Tanaka Symposium in Japanese Studies, a key event in our academic calendar which brings together scholars from around the globe. Whether it's chatting in the chapel quad or bumping into one another at Farthing's, the college cafe, at Pembroke you will be part of a friendly and inclusive community of students and tutors in Japanese. We look forward to meeting you.
Hi guys, I'm John. I'm about to finish studying Japanese at Pembroke College. Studying Japanese is really fun, not least because you get to pick up another language, and that is just a super fun thing in itself. But I also want to talk to you about the different varieties of stuff you can do in the Japanese course. That's what I really loved about it. So in your first year you have like an overview of Japan and the language, and then after that in your second year you have the year abroad, and then in your third and fourth year you can specialise. And the whole thing is just geared up to like give you a flavour of all the different parts of Japanese culture that they can cram into the first year, and then let you experience them firsthand. And then when you come back, you get to like look into whatever bit of Japanese culture like interested you the most, or the language, and like look at it with people who really, really know what they're talking about and are like world-class scholars on it. So and yeah, like in my case, I ended up specialising in stuff that I would not have guessed at the beginning, like linguistics and Tibetan have been the things that I focused on, because you also get to choose to study Chinese, Korean or Tibetan if you want to. Cool. Yeah, so I hope that helps.
I've really enjoyed getting to study Japanese at Pembroke. I think one of the great things is that the course is quite small. So across the whole university in my year, there are only 11 of us doing Japanese and 3 of us are at Pembroke. And I think the great thing about that is it means you get to know everyone really well, and you're all there to support each other and you can all help each other out, which has been quite nice. So in addition to Japanese, I've got to do Korean subsidiary as well. And the subsidiary lasts for 2 years, and you start when you come back from your year abroad. And in the first year, you really focus on the language and getting sort of up to speed and getting quite a developed understanding of the grammar and learning a lot of vocabulary. And then in the second year, you kind of build on everything you did in the first year, and then you start learning about sort of Korean history, and you get to do some literature as well and learn more about the culture. And it's been quite intense getting to do that, but at the same time it's really nice getting to look back and realise how much progress you've made in such a short amount of time. And I think another good thing is that the classes again for the subsidiary are quite small, so you get to really focus with just you and the teacher, and you can develop your skills really quickly. I think one of the things that I've really appreciated from this degree is that it is so flexible in terms of what you can study to do with East Asia and Japan. So I haven't just been doing Japanese language. As I said, I've got to do Korean as well, but then I have friends who've done Tibetan, who've done Chinese, and in addition to that, you can do loads of options to do with Japan. So I've done a bit of Japanese economics and literature as well, and I know people who've done Japanese politics, Japanese linguistics, Japanese history, and it's really good because the department encourages you to sort of follow your passions and work out what it is you want to do with Japan. And so yeah, that's definitely been something that I've enjoyed.
Hello, my name's Adam. I have just finished my 3rd year of Japanese studies at Pembroke College, so I'm about to go into my 4th and final year. Throughout my time at Oxford, what has really impressed me and struck me about the Japanese studies course here is how well it adapts to every individual. So of course, people get interested in Japan and Japanese for all sorts of different reasons. For me, that was the Japanese language itself, but I know that out of my course mates, there are people who chose to study Japanese studies here because of an interest in Japanese economics, history, literature, politics, popular culture. like manga, anime, J-pop. I think the course does a really great job of welcoming that wide variety of interests. Another thing that I think is great about the course at Oxford is the fact that students get sent out to Kobe, out to Japan for their year abroad in the second year. So I think in general, when learning a language, it's really, really important to spend time in a country that speaks that language and to be surrounded by that language every day. It means that you come back in your third and fourth year with a really solid linguistic foundation to then sort of build on to expand your Japanese studies in your third and fourth year. One thing you notice when you look at the Japanese course compared to other courses at the university is that it really is quite a small course. But for me, that is nothing but a huge positive, because it means that as soon as you arrive at the university in your first year, you're welcomed into a really small and tight-knit community. And I know that we all really, really look forward to welcoming and meeting the new first years every year. And you particularly notice that community feeling within colleges like Pembroke, where there's a particularly large cohort of Japanologists. Sort of at least once or twice a term, I do just sit back and think, I'm really glad I chose Japanese studies. And I'd say a huge part of sort of that positive attitude towards my degree has come from studying at a place that offers such a great course in Japanese studies. Thank you for listening.
Hello, my name's Hannah. I graduated from Japanese studies at Pembroke last summer, and I enjoyed my time at Oxford so much that I'm coming back for more. I'll be back at Pembroke this October starting my MPhil in Japanese studies. I would really recommend Japanese at Pembroke because it is a small community within a small community within a small community. There's only a handful of people in the whole university who are studying an Oriental Studies degree. There's only a handful of people within Oriental Studies who are studying Japanese, and there's only a handful of people in Pembroke who are studying Japanese. So in your first year, you go to these lectures called East Asia Survey, which are sort of an overview of so many different topics within Japanese studies, and you learn the language very intensively. And then they pop you off to Japan for a year with your classmates, and you live together in the same dormitory and go to classes together and become very, very tight-knit in that year. And then you come back to Oxford, you've experienced Japanese studies in a really broad way, and then you can decide what it is you're interested in and specify. I realised what I really enjoyed is Japanese linguistics, so I did the Japanese linguistics core option and the Japanese linguistic variation special text. But I also wanted to branch out further and try learning a new language, a brand new language from scratch. So I also took subsidiary Korean. I think what is so great about having this small community where everyone knows each other, you know all of the teachers know all of you, it means that you can, connect with people who have their own enthusiasm and their own interest in Japanese studies, and that enthusiasm is infectious. If you have a question about something specific, obviously the teachers can help you, but you can also learn so much from your peers. Like, I found there were things where I'd be like, oh, I don't quite understand this part of this text, but I bet my classmate Diana will, or I don't really understand what's going on here, but I know that so-and-so in the third year read a book about this, so I'll go ask him about that. And as a community, you can just all really help each other. And Oxford University can be stressful at times. When we had exams and dissertations, we were obviously all quite stressed, but we all really helped each other out. My year, we've all graduated now, but I still talk to my classmates every single day, and I think they're going to be close friends for the rest of my life. And Pembroke is a beautiful college. It's small and friendly, and it continues that just friendly atmosphere. So if you do Japanese studies and you're at Pembroke, you've got the best of both worlds, because you've got two lovely friendly communities that overlap in a little Venn diagram of Pembroke Japanologists. And yeah, so I hope you consider applying for Japanese at Pembroke, because I guarantee you will have a lovely time. Thanks for listening.